Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be talking about Still Austin. This is a gin. This is an American gin, and they call it the Naturalist. Still Austin does it again. I'm sorry, we're going to go ahead and finish this bottle tour here. So it is a 45% alcohol by volume. That is the 90 proof for you proofers. There you go with, hopefully you can get a good look at some of this stuff. They did use two types of stills. I don't know why it's having a difficult time. I think it's just a color contrast. It's got juniper, cinnamon, citrus peels, elderflower, and allspice. Made here in Central Texas, Austin, Texas. Just about a 30-minute drive south for Mr. Randy. So we've been getting into gin lately. All of you new viewers, hello and welcome. Are you with me? There you are. All of you returning viewers, always good to see you again. So this is a gin, and Mr. Randy's been getting into gin quite a bit lately. I don't think I've had a really bad gin, although we're still getting started. We did try a few, and I didn't think there wasn't one that was bad. They were different and unique. But Mr. Randy's probably gonna probably put his foot in his mouth here, but he's gonna make a statement that I like gin better than I like most bourbon. Like I said, I have not had a bad gin as of yet. I mean, I've had plenty of bad bourbons. And we are, if you're keeping count, we are on the third sink pour. Yeah. But at least they were cheap, right? At least I didn't blow 50, 60 bucks on something that just wasn't drinkable. And I tell you, you just please believe me when I say I tried. I tried mixing, I tried cocktails, I tried ice, I tried watering it down. Maybe I'll make a video where I'll disclose those three sink pours. But for now, we're talking about a gin. So this is stated to have a bill of 70% rye, 30% non-GMO white corn. These are small batches, or at least they said it's 100-gallon batches. And it said it uses two different stills. I don't know because they only state that they use pot stills. They didn't state that they use a different type of still. Well, maybe they use two stills. It just says on the back. Let me get back on here real quick and look at the back there. They really need to choose like a different contrast colors for their print and their labels. Okay. It says distilling the spirit in two types of stills until we've created a perfect batch. So it doesn't say the second still, but I was managed to pull up that they do use pot stills, even though they didn't give me the other one. So it does say that they use a variety of 12 botanicals. So this is a botanical gin. I do believe there's like 2 or 3 major types of gin. And they do say one is botanical. The Roku gin was a botanical. And I think the other one, the London Dry gin, is not a botanical. It's I guess it's its own little category. The London Dry. So Mr. Randy paid just under $30 out the door for this. And it comes in at 45%. Let's go ahead and let's get a look at it real quick. There's no sense in pulling out the color scale because it is about as clear as that glass. If you would focus with me, there you go. Look how clear that is. See if we can't make get some legs off of this or something. See what kind of viscosity we might have. There we go. They're very thin legs, but they get some pretty decent little droplets on it. So on the nose, whew, that is very botanical, just like that Roku. Very high punchy with the citrus. There's definitely the spice, like the allspice. That's very nice. I would probably put this up. What was that other one? Bombay Sapphire. I'd probably put this one above the Bombay Sapphire simply because it's about everything else that there is. Also, it's an American gin. It's made right here in the great state of Texas. Let me know in the comments where you're watching this from. And how do you feel about gin? Give it a try if you haven't. If you haven't tried gin, give it a try. Don't go out and spend like the $5 for the cheapest gin on the shelf. Like I said, this was $30 out the door. Bump it up to that. Go around the $30 mark. Just give it a go. Get something good. That Roku, I think, was like 40-ish. That any kind of London Dry, like the Bombay Sapphire, that was pretty good. And I don't think it was about roughly $30 too. So spend $30 for a gin and give it a go. It's got a wonderful, beautiful flower, floral, botanical nose. Let's get it on the palate. Okay. The palate's got a little bit of a different kind of a twist to it. More of a spicy, pepperish, kind of a weird dangling in the background somewhere. A little bit of that citrus comes out. Keep in mind that we are drinking this neat. Now, it's really good and really refreshing to have it in a tonic. So mix it in a tonic. I do believe we've done that video prior to this. Mr. Randy uses a ratio of one part gin, 2 parts tonic water. But then I do have it over ice, so that probably cuts it down a little bit more, but it goes fast. A gin and tonic goes fast. It's so refreshing. It's so delicious. It goes pretty fast. So let's go ahead and get a finish on it. It's pretty good viscosity. It's got a really nice mouthfeel. So it's hitting the tongue, the tip of the tongue pretty quickly, but then it dissipates relatively quickly as well. It sort of comes on bright and strong, then it sort of turns it down a few notches, and then it kind of sits and lingers. It's very slowly transitioning to the sides and the back and the top, the roof of the mouth. It sort of like starts all at the front, and then it slowly just sort of migrates to the back. I'm starting to feel a little bit of that heat sensation, that little bit of tingling heat on the back. The cheeks are a little bit numb. So gin is very quickly becoming popular with Mr. Randy. It's got a really good finish. Now there is some of that citrus and some spices and whatnot. It's a really nice finish. It's a really nice finish. So let's put a score on it, shall we? So I'm going to say, excuse me. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a weak 4 out of 5. And keep in mind that this is in the gin categories and not the whiskey. I'm going to give it a weak 4 out of 5. How could this be any better? You know, I'm not really sure. It is a 45%. Maybe you could bump it up to a 46. I think that's just nitpicking right at the moment. $30 for a good bottle of gin, especially locally sourced, locally made, locally distilled, locally bottled. Everything is kept basically in-house here in Central Texas. We'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. How about that? I think that fits a little bit better. Solid 4 out of 5. There's not a lot I can really pick at this with. My fair price, I'd probably say 30 to 35 range would be just fine. I mean, like I said, I paid just under 30 out the door, which is, in my opinion, it's a kind of a steal for a pretty good gin. Solid 4 out of 5. My fair price. We'll leave it alone at 30. Would I buy this again? Absolutely would. Everything that it is, locally sourced, locally distilled, local bottled, sold, all in-house, and it's a really good gin. I would probably buy one again. They actually do have a gift set that has the bourbon, the rye, and the gin. I might go for that just so that I have a little bit of each, and that checks all three of those, and I put that in my stash. So that might be on the agenda for this weekend. Let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think about Still Austin? What do you think about gin? What do you think about Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits? And as always, thanks for stopping by. You have a good one.